Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Force Lines Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing no access map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. Starting off with Team 1 in the north and ending with Team 2 in the south. Starting off with Team 1's Eastern player, we have in glow in the dark green. It is Legend Lord 2. He is a Seraphim for this match as a 1500. To his northwest, we have in orange color orange. It is Azeros as an Aeon. He is a 2100, the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall. To his west in the Chevy Crimson is Smithers. He is a UEF. He is a 1700. In lightest red pink here to his west is another Aeon. It is Slick. He is a 1500. And last but not least for Team 1's front line, it is Open 2. He is an 800 in light octane as a Cybrin. And last but not least for Team 1 in the rear guard slot most likely is Zokiaz. He is a Regal purple player, again, as a Cybrin. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 2 Cybrins, 2 Aeons, 1 UEF, 1 Seraphim. They have all of the factions represented on Team 1 side of the map. Starting off with Team 2's Western player, we have in Imperial Gray. It is Dead 6. He is a Cybrin. He is a 1500. To his east in Batman Gray is Furio. He is an Aeon for this match as a 1900. He is tied for the highest rated player on his team. And in forest green to his east we have is Snog, the player with which he is tied with as a 1900. He is a Seraphim for this match. In rust to his east we have is a Cybrin. It is Chancellor, not Valorum, not Palpatine, just Chancellor. He is a 1500 in rust. To his northeast, we have in Emerald Green, Muffin Man 840. He is an Aeon for this match as an 800. And last but not least, in the regular slot here for Team 2 is Shalongdis. He is in Pac-Man Yellow as an 1100. So for Team 2's side of the map, they have 2 Aeons, 3 Cybrins, and 1 Seraphim. Not UEF. For Team 2, and Team 1 has, which means the only UEF in the game. And for these 12 players to clear out the Wickham situation before they scoop it all up, currently sitting at 61,000 mass and reclaim, which means it is 5k mass per player. And there is a lot of it on this diagonal alley here. I keep saying diagonal. Whenever I say diagonal, I always want to think Diagon Alley from Harry Potter, so I can never say that word right. But just this angle in the middle of the map here, you can see lots of 1800, 1800, 1800, 1200, another 1800, 2200, lots of mass, almost 3000 over there to scoop up in the middle of the map. There is a decent amount of mixes as well. Taking a look at Team 1's side of the map, this is technically being owned by Team 2, but we'll say it is for Team 1. We have a Trimax here, here, and here. Is there anything in the rear? Not really. So that's the frontline mixes. There's nothing on the upper plateaus, but we already see some drops inbound from both teams. Decent amount of no man's land territory to cross. So there's going to be a lot of moments of respite for our players to get to the other side of the map, or hold their side of the map, or take the other side of the map. What are the situations are going to happen on that degree? And there's a couple of mexes on the edges as well, but again, nothing too crazy in terms of numbers. It looks like most players have grabbed their, or most of them have grabbed their expansionary mexes. But Team 2's Eastern player of Muffin Man pushed heavily northward and is now getting a Team 1 PD to cement his position on that eastern side. T2 started for Legend Lord 2 on the eastern side. T2 started on the western side and done for Open 2. So we have the sides going for more of a defensive position upgrade rather than an offensive, but we do see a teammate of Zokiaz going for his gun upgrade. So 1 offense, 1 defense. Lovely to see that combination there. We also see on that western side Slick moving into assist. So it looks like it's going to be a 3v2 in favor of Team 1 on the western side, 1v1 down the middle, and then a 2v2 in the east with Team 2's regular airsoft player already at T2 air. Shalongdis is going to stick at his main base for a little bit, or at least maybe actually the entire map, just because he probably doesn't want to risk it, which I don't blame him. We do see a piercing attack outbound from the eastern player of Legend Lord trying to poke some hole in Team 2's defenses. There are some units moving in to intercept. A couple of Thams do make it past those units and a couple of mexes will be taken offline, but again, nothing too crazy. Drop inbound with a decent amount of THAMs. Transport heavily wounded, so easily shot downable, but it does look like it is being pinged by Team 2, and we'll see how far it gets. It's going to get all the way to that mex, it looks like, and the drop will happen, most likely. Unfortunate for Team 2's Muffin Man. West side here, we do see gun started for Dead 6. The gun for Zokias has actually been stopped. It's been paused for a little moment, so that upgrade isn't done. And gun coming on the right here for Furio. It is the range upgrade first. And a map like this, definitely smart choice to go for that. There's not a lot of really close engagements right now, so going for that little bit more pushing back power is probably a better way to go for now. We do see those units moving into the main base for Muffin. There are a couple of Aurora being spammed up as quickly as possible, and those THAMs are trying to get out of said range. There's a couple of some explosive E storages here, so definitely just want to lose those. And we do see the comm of Salong just actually moving into assist, it looks like, and that will be the end of that attack. So one mech's taken offline. Nothing too crazy, but, you know, nice little soaking up of the APM and whatnot. And distraction is definitely better than nothing. We do see Team 2's Eastern player of Chancellor is falling back due to the pressure from those Aurora to the north. And Aurora's going for more mexes in the middle. Looks like he's almost done with a T2, going for his own T2 upgrade on board said comm. We see a couple of units now pushing into Muffin Man's position, and also Legendary PD creeping just a little bit to assist with that push, and that base will be knocked out. Very unfortunate. Radar system knocked out as well, so Team 2 a little bit blind on that side of the map. We haven't seen comm-on-comm action as of yet. It is approaching the 10-minute mark. This map is decently big, so it's not super surprising we haven't seen it. We'll probably see it here as the T2, T3 side of things starts to gear up. T3 Air should be at least started the upgrade to, which we do see from the southeastern player of Shalongdis. The one for the northwest has not been started, and looks like that's the only one going for air for nope, T2 Air here for Slick as well. So possible secondary air player. Southwestern side, nothing. So no secondary air player for Team 2, but their main is going for T3 and is almost done with it. So a huge advantage for him. They'll probably go for early bomber, maybe utilizing that T3 air advantage early. Maybe try to snipe some of those Trimex positions or even just the main base mixes. Nano repair started on board. Jet 6's comm, of course, has stealth on board. Speed started for Slick, already has range on board. His opponent, Furio, already has speed and range on board. It's an Aeon v Aeon affair over there. Team 2 has the western upper plateau. Team 1 has the eastern plateau. Not really doing a whole lot up there for now, but we'll see if they send some units from down there to invade. Nothing actually right down the middle. There's a huge no man's land territory, so both Snog and Smithers not really having a lot to do here. It looks like they're probably teching up a little bit. Yeah, 127 for Snog, really ecoing up. And then the second most highest eco player is it's Smithers, and it's Dead 6. Looks like vying for that second place slot. Advanced range started here for Slick, already about half done with that. A couple of missiles outbound from the western player of Open 2. This position for Dead 6 will be soon eradicated. Eastern side, we do see that Somongdis has pushed in a little bit into Muffin Man's position, but most likely just holding position there. T3 Air, of course, is online going for P-Gens. Will he go for the bomber? Rush T3, says Smithers. T3 has been started for Zokias, but again, he is behind on that air superiority game, which might not be great as the game progresses for Team 1. Comm of Dead 6 moving westward now, intercepting those land units. We do see, of course, those Vipers still pumping shot after shot. His Trimex position is dead and gone. Trying to get a TMD online. Couple of engineers trying to finish it off, but it will not get finished, unfortunately. And this position will be lost, at least temporarily for now. Gun coming online here for Smithers, has T2 online. Transport inbound with a decent amount of Zooey. Most likely going for the upper plateau. Yep, going to drop at the upper plateau. It does get spotted by Team 2, but the units drop a lot sooner than Team 2 probably would have hoped for. There is some PD being built, but the mobile artillery will outrange said units, so that's not really going to work out in that regard. We do see some spy planes and ASFs online for Team 2 showing this. So no early bomber. It is unfortunate. We hardly see that play. But when it does happen, it is usually very, very deadly. A couple of Othams on the upper plateau, dodging, bobbing and weaving and whatnot. All those Zooey fire. You're kind of getting bogged down by the environments there with those land units and structures. But another set of Othams. Transport gets knocked out after delivering that payload. And in the east, Azuros receiving a little bit of fire, but falls back to some more PD coverage. So that a little group of forces does get annihilated. Gun started for Shalongdus in the east. And Muffin Man has retreated just slightly to a little bit more defensive position. At least he's trying to make it more defensive. Western side, attack inbound from Slick. He has that advanced range comm and speed, as well as facing a nice little wall section that's almost done for Furio. I think it's not going to be enough. Needed about a couple minutes or so to really finish it. T2 PD and T1 mixed in. Love to see that. There's already a T1 Eruptor online. There's also some missiles in there. The Eruptor's online. The Oblivion is online. Otham's coming in to save the day, dropping right on top of those forces. Flak not enough to stop them, and that will help that western side. Western side, of course, we see Dead Six and Furio. We see Speed and Range and Nano and Gun online. He's stopping to get a nice little T1 Max Extractor. And Furio is going to continue to press on that western edge. No run-bys opportunities on the western side, just partly due to the land issues there, as well as, of course, the wall sections not really helping Team 1's engagements. It's more open on the eastern side for Team 1, and it's more open on the western side for Team 2, kind of just the way that the map is mirrored. Actually, it's kind of mirrored, essentially, not diagonally, but it's mirrored vertically, so the eastern side is flip-flopped. It's kind of a mirror image almost. But Team 2 has eradicated Team 1's position on the upper plateau. And of course, this gives them not necessarily a range advantage, but more of the land units can't just overwhelm and run over that position kind of thing. They have to be transported up there. So T2 artillery, missile launchers, that sort of thing is definitely a height advantage here in FAF. We do see on the western side, Furio continue to engage, get 1-star veterancy on board. Dead Six getting booped by his own brick. That's always fun to watch. Saying, hey, get out of my way. We do see Stealth almost done here for Shalongdus. Probably going for Nano. After that, definitely a smart play there. Making sure he does not get sniped easily. T3 coming online here for Chancellor, and also T3 coming online for Snog. Again, Team 1 not really pushing that far in. We see a little bit of attacking in the west, but nothing down the middle. Not really a whole lot on the eastern side. It's just pushed back Muffin Man, but not too much after that. We do see Team 2 is a little bit ahead in the eco, a little bit, about 100 or so mass. It's not really super clear because the numbers constantly keep changing, but it does look like Team 2 has roughly crossed that 100 mass more mark. Shalongdus at 222, Slick at 180, and Smithers at 175 with Dead Six right behind Snog at almost 200. We are starting to see the double digits pretty much be apparent for everyone in the game. And T3 Air is online for Team 1, at least in some degree. I think that's the only T3 Air facility online for Team 1. Team 2 still... Oh, we have a T2 Air facility, but no T3, so still only one air player for each team, at least main one. And it looks like Furio and Team 2's Dead Six have fallen back. Furio has taken a hit, probably wants to go for that shield upgrade, at least the 8,000 one, but definitely probably going for the advanced shielding with the 25,000 additional hit points. Really, really nice. We do see some Titans. Nope, those are Harbingers. Never mind. For Team 1's Azuros facing off against some Othams. The numbers will favor Team 1. We do see TMD being deployed and a bunch of Othams being dropped off. So now the numbers favor Team 2, and those Othams are going to retreat. Of course, they can actually reclaim up here, grab a little bit of those forces that remain in structures, but I think Team 2 just stacking stuff up there and calling it a day for now. In the east, Muffin Man under not super heavy assault, but has some missile launchers as well as some Ilshis to deal with. The shielding is down, and then the TMD should be the next target, but there's also some Obsidians in the mix, so the tanky tank versus the very much T2.5 units of those Ilshis. Very devastating annoyances on both degrees for the Aeon and the Seraphim side of things. Western side, T3 units for open 2 to some Loyalists. But of course, Loyalists do have TMDs. Well, not TMDs, technically. They have redirect missile systems, which, of course, can not do a terrible amount of damage. But if you can get the Billy Nukes to redirect and then they can hit the comms that fired them, ooh, it's very fun to watch and exploding. And sometimes you can actually kill the comm that way if he's not veteran seed up and whatnot. Just have to be careful about building his own TMD. I think that's most likely the trend with a lot of, unless the Billy Nuke player moves around a lot, is if he's going to launch Billy Nuke after Billy Nuke after Billy Nuke, he's probably going to build at least a couple of TMD around him. At least that's what you would hope to see, but it doesn't always happen. T3 started in the west here for open 2, so he's rooted to the spot for a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Slick done with a experimental. It is the Colossus, the 99,999 unit. It is annoying, won't give him the 1 HP just to make it even, but you know, it is the thing at this point. In the western side, attack trying to blitz by, reduced to the counterforce outbound from open 2, but they're sorely out of position. And there's not a whole lot to intercept them. Yeah, there's a brick or two, but not to be able to stop this brick force with the supporting forces inbound. No comms in this line except for Zokiaz in the northwest. And it looks like that army is going to at least stop here for now. But it does look like the move orders are continuing more northward. They might even try to skip by open 2 and go straight for the air play. That'd be actually a very devastating play if it does happen. T2 mechs offline, couple of Corsairs trying to just slow this attack down. There's also a couple of engineers possibly moving in for, some PD defenses here shortly. And in the east, again, Team 2 being slowly pushed back, but it is slowly. And that has given, just Team 2 a little bit more time to beef up security and whatnot. But the attack has commenced. They're actually going to go for the base of open 2, giving the air player of Team 1, Zokiaz, at least a little bit of time to prepare for the incoming invasion. You know it's going to happen. There's not that many forces here. T2 land and T3 land headquarters are being knocked out. Pigeon's being knocked out. Essentially, open 2 is going to be knocked out of the game for at least a little bit. Those bricks are devastating at taking out Team 1 units, essentially almost one-tapping most of them with their rapid-fire guns. T3 next is being taken offline. He's going to be dropping below 100 mass per second and probably staying there for at least a little bit. Counterattack down the middle here, combined from Smithers and from Slick. Again, nothing directly in the middle for either team, so it's going to be more of the eastern and the western side of things. Eastern side, speaking of which, is under attack for Team 1. Decent amount of bricks, couple of asylums assisting, but the bricks are not moving. Oh, no, they're moving now. Western side, Colossus moving into a monkey. The monkey will not kill off the Colossus, but it will at least do devastating amounts of damage. Corsairs, of course, come in just for a little bit of damage, but again, nothing too crazy. Couple of Absolvers in the mix, though. They are very good at taking out shielding, but not much else. But, of course, you can see they can rip out shields on anything, regardless if it's a unit or just a stationary shield or what have you. We do see more forces inbound now from Snog. They're just stacking up. He saw Smithers move in. He's hoping to assist. Couple of bricks, though, and the brick force to the north did eventually get dealt with. They tried to move in, but they got denied right about here. So nothing too far. Maybe had they gone straight for the air player, they could have gotten there, but it just wasn't in the cards for Team 2. And we do see T2 air online for Azuros going for more of the Spectre T2 gunship spam. Monkey Lord, of course, is down, but Chicken going to avenge its cousin in the Team 2 experimental department. The Colossus completely just outmatched in terms of remaining HP. And, of course, Corsair coming in just ever so slightly to assist. That will be a nice little net win for Team 2 in terms of the mass dumpage. Unless Team 1 can just materialize a bunch of engineers to scoop up that mass immediately, that is going to Team 2. So a nice little dumpage on that western side. Lots of Team 1 bomber spam, most likely just to assist with going after the Colossus if it got past this part, but the Chicken came in to deal with that. Looks like the bomber is going to be used for other endeavors. And Team 2 also deploying artillery pieces on the eastern and western side. But I do love this from Shalongders. Getting the Soothsayer online in the middle of the map gives him a huge chunk of the map to see. And there's also another one over here, it looks like, on this eastern side. So lots of vision. Look at that. Just two little, almost looks like a Venn diagram, but it's a very wide Venn diagram. See if I can pop up the other one. There we go. There's that almost Venn diagram if the lines would actually continue. That's probably about a third of the map, just constant vision. I'd say almost a third, I think. But at 25 minutes on the clock, Team 1 1.6, Team 1 1.7k mass income, so nothing too favoring, especially percentage-wise at this point. But land definitely is favoring Team 2. Couple of missiles outbound, it looks like, going after maybe Smithers' comm or something, but those get stopped or missed or whatever the heck happens. On the eastern side, Team 2 is attacking once again, and Team 2 did attack on the western side, knocking out a decent chunk of eco for open. But he's looking like he's recovering pretty quickly in that regard. So map control a little bit favoring Team 2, but nothing too crazy. There is definitely room for Team 1 to come back in that department. No one has died. We are approaching 30 minutes of no dying, so that could be a game today. We'll see if it actually happens or not. Yesterday we got to 20 minutes and then somebody died, but you know, it at least got to 20 minutes. Couple of missiles outbound going after nice little T3 mechs there. We'll snipe nice little 27 mass per second there, and that volcano can't stop all of those missiles. Well, let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, because why not at this point? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video with your family, your friends, and most importantly, your pets, because your pets deserve quality content just as much as you and I and everyone else, and your grandma does, because grandmas love to watch funny videos and whatnot. At least my grandma does. In the eastern side here, we have Colossus inbound, stopping the attack from Team 2 on this eastern side. Not really going super well in that department. Gunships being just ripped apart by some interceptors. The ASFs are going to finish the job, but that gunship is probably about half a dozen, if not close to a dozen at that point. They were wiped out. They did help out on that western side, though. And speaking of gunships, Team 1 going for some Weathers, but 2 chickens and a Colossus over here. That's where most of the gunships have stacked up. Colossus is the main target. There is some flak on board the chickens. Colossus, the only experimental on land that does not have its own AA weapon. Granted, there are AA weapons on even the chicken and the megalith. The monkey isn't too bad. They're just not great. Looks like the Colossus is going to head home. I love this trade out. Team 2's Colossus outbound from Furio is retreating to get back closer to Team 2 side of the map, so at least they can try to reclaim it. And the chickens are actually retreating. The fat boy is moving in. And there's also a Colossus inbound. But the Colossus, I mean, it is going to be defeated by 2 chickens, so I wonder why he's retreating. That Colossus is dead over here, most likely Team 1's. And there is a Harbinger sitting there being like, I want to scoop it up, but I haven't been given orders to, so I won't do it. And on the western side, another monkey lord here for Team 1. Couple of often meet a very grim fate over there. Lots of mass being donated to Muffin from Snog. Looks like he's maybe building something. Yep, he's building an experimental. It is a Colossus. Love the sharing of mass there. A chicken and a Colossus over here for Team 1. So it is that T4 stage of the game where everybody's spamming out those nasty little fat boys and chickens and monkeys and maybe crabs and colossi and all the whatnot. We do see tons of Percy stacking up around the fat boy. Fat boy has lost its shielding. It's actually kind of hard to tell, but it has lost it. Artillery and missiles raining in, but looks like the fire base up here to the upper plateau is not looking so hot. It once was, but it's just not doing super well. It's on the waning years of its life. Team 1 bomber spam trying to slow down the chicken, not going after the Colossus, wanting to kill off at least one of the experimentals before they reach main bases. Colossus here over the east, all by its lonesome, and it looks like some sniper bots just having some fun, leaning some stuff out. Another group of bombers. I do like the strategy from Salongness. He builds a group of them, a squadron or so, and then sends them in all at once. But Albasaw Bomber on top of both of those experimentals will kill off all of the T3 land support. They're nice grab there. Team 1 Bomber is still going after that chicken, and it's going to be a 1v1 affair between Colossus and Colossus, but that chicken is going to add the numbers, at least to Team 1. Another bomb will drop. ASF's moving in to secure it, and of course bricks inbound to make sure they kill the chicken off. It is going to be the chicken defeated by the bricks and the Albasaw, and then the Colossus defeated by the Colossus, but the bricks will kill off that Colossus. So it's going to be a nice little trade for Team 2. 1 experimental for 2. That's more mass dumpage for Team 2. The reclaim situation currently sitting out actually pretty well even. Oh, and those sniper bots did not deserve that. Oh, they just got insta-killed. Didn't even let the actual main explosion happen. It just got ripped apart by direct fire damage. Oof. Ouch, and nobody has died. Look at that. 30 minutes on the clock. No one's dead. Hey, there we go. I highly doubt this will be the first game I ever cast with no one dying. Again, 6v6. Somebody's going to go for Telemazer. It's just going to happen. Someone's going to die in an attempt to do something crazy, so it's not going to happen in a 6v6. It's going to happen in a 3v3, maybe 4v4 if I'm lucky. But 3 Fat Boys online. Not critical mass of Fat Boys, but definitely getting close to that. But I think that one is going to die. Oh, it's close to the range of the bomb. Nope, doesn't die, but just more and more Percy's getting wiped out by that bomber. 45,000. 45? 46. I think that's 45. Yeah, 45,000 mass killed with that bomber. Definitely worth it, and especially killing up the Colossi and the Reclaim over there with the chicken, and then at least taking out some of the pressure in the middle. Grabbing the west here for Dead 6, moving in to push back. Open 2 once again. Open 2 back to his main base. Lost more of his mexes. Really just getting hit hard on that western side. Why not, says Slick. SMD for him. Going for Colossus next door to him. I don't know what that's in reference to about why not. I mean, it is 31 minutes. If you don't have an SMD online or somebody nearby does, definitely a worrisome thing, especially if your opponent notices that. Couple of Harbingers in the southeastern corner here by Team 1's Azuros going after the air grid for so long. This great grab here takes out essentially the entire air grid. Oh, the pigeons. Oh, and then the Harbingers die because of the volatile explosion. The headquarters remains. Oh, boo, Azuros, boo. That's rough. Team 2 has lost their main air player's air grid. They still have a little bit of air control, at least a tiny bit with some ASFs. Don't know where the bomber went. Oh, the bomber's still alive. But again, Team 1 is going to be in the lead for ASFs now, if not here shortly. 66 of them online for Team 1, and for Team 2, so long as it's probably about 50 or so. Oh, no, not even that, 32, so double for Team 1. Not great numbers there. Grab versus Monkey, really only going to go one way. There goes the Monkey, speaking of which. And the typical cannons are not really going to help out. But we do see some ASFs online for Dead 6, so that could be a way for Team 2 to come back in the air game at least a little bit. Has 17 of them online so far. I have too much mass. This is the long disc. Who can use? That's always a problem, right? You just have too much mass, or you just can't spend it because you don't have enough build power, one or the other. Bomber inbound, going for the unshielded air grid. Zokiaz standing next to a pigeon. My man, you are standing not in a good spot, but I don't think it's going to go after you, at least that pigeon right next to you. The air grid is gone. Nice grab there. The bomber will go, actually not off screen, will actually get killed off right here in Team 1's neck of the woods. Devastating, but did not die. Had the bomber dropped a little bit short, he probably would have died from that explosion. So his air grid is down. Same thing with Shalongda. So very similar situations for the corner players. But great grab there by Snog. Definitely worth the damage there, of course. A little bit of reclaim for Team 1 to scoop up a little bit. 26,000 reclaim. But and again, air grid plus, almost killing a player kind of thing, or barely missing him. Definitely worth it. And of course, all the other mass that thing killed off before it died. But definitely paid for itself. And then some. Crab, chicken, and a Colossus walk into a bar versus 2 chickens and 2 Colossi. The extra range on the crab is going to help out a little bit, but in a close fight, it's going to favor Team 1, especially if a chicken goes on a hugging spree. But 4 Fat Boys down the middle is not great. Second satellite coming online for Smithers, already has 1 of them. And I'd rather have that satellite in like a corner of the map or on the edge or something, just not near anything. But build power, traveling, and whatnot is definitely a pain. Team 2, are you preparing for the inevitable invasion? Satellite over top of the air grid over here to the west. And that's not going to be great. Team 2 is going to lose most likely another air grid, at least a part of it. No nuke, no game ender, maybe. Nope, that's not artillery. That is a section of an air grid. There is a nuke. There it is. By Chancellor, just newly built, so not really any close to being loaded at this point. But 4 Fat Boys down the middle and a lot of T3 plus support. Not really great. Smithers says they've won air. Oh, that is devastating. Explosion to the east. It is an SACU, so no deaths. 35 minutes almost, and still nobody has died. Everybody being pretty cautious with their comms. Some of them not underneath shielding, but most of them at least in their main bases or near that. Team 1, very similar situations. And a nuke online for the eastern player of Legend Lore. It's not loaded, but it looks like, again, newly minted. But 4 Fat Boys. Unfortunately, the chickens and the Colossi that we saw weakened a long time ago is going to catch the Fat Boys napping. And that might be enough. There's a lot of firepower coming out of those Fat Boys, though. And, of course, all of the inbound Percies. I mean, they can one-tap experimentals very quickly. Colossus try to stands and blocks these two for a little bit. That's not going to do anything. The first chicken is down. One of the Fat Boys will go down, but is that worth 2 chickens and a Colossi? I would probably say no to that. There's going to be a lot of reclaim for Team 1 to scoop up. Decent amount of Percies are going to go down, unfortunately, but again, 2 chickens, 1 Colossi versus maybe a couple dozen, if that, Percies. I mean, that's a good trade. I'll take that any day of the week. A couple of furs running around, but again, another one of those just trying to take out something, but nothing too crazy. Azura spotting a nice little Awasop bomber being constructed. SMD spotted by him as well. We could make it to 40 minutes with no one dying. Maybe, maybe not. We are seeing a lot of buildup of land units in the middle by Smithers. Of course, the satellites for Team 1 and the nuke for Team 1 and Team 2. It just depends on who gets the first nuke off and actually if it lands or not. It's just because you fire the first nuke does not mean it's going to land. And pretty much everything for Team 1 is covered by SMDs. This one, yep. You could go after, oh wow, 5 experimentals over here. You probably could go after this, wipe out at least those 2 chickens, and then severely cripple 3 of those Colossi. On the eastern side, SMD protects along this space just because he's behind that. SMD, no, it's right here. And then another one up there, and then one over there. So everybody has SMDs. So nukes are going to be more geared towards the land units or just the fire bases. Nothing of the main base sort. But again, another chicken surprise attack is imminent. Team 1 hasn't noticed it just yet. Oh, maybe they have. But we have the crab, a couple of Optims to assist. The chicken is going to retreat, and it will give the Fat Boys a little bit of time to back up. Second chicken over here to the west, though, will also fall back. So it was a nice little attempt to snipe those chickens, but not chickens, but Fat Boys. But there is an Awasop bomber inbound. Not a heavy amount of flak. About 16 of them. You mainly need, I mean, you need a little bit of T3 and T2 for an Awasop bomber, but at least I think majority T3 with some T2. Bomber inbound is going to impact a lot of those parashields. But those Percies are standing right underneath that bomb. There goes a decent chunk of that land army. Not, of course, the Fat Boys, which Team 1 Smithers really wants to keep alive. The shielding is down on one of the Fat Boys, but another bomb inbound. It's going to impact right on top of that Fat Boy. And right where those Percies are walking. Nuke is outbound from somebody. The Fat Boy is not dead, but the shielding on all of the Fat Boys is down. And almost all those Percies are dead. So that bomber getting really, really efficient on that middle lane there. Where's the nuke going? I heard it launch. Unless Team 1 snipes some SMDs. Unless Team 2 snipes some SMDs or something. I don't see the nuke anywhere. Unless it's staring at me in the face, which is entirely possible. I don't see it. So it must have already been shot. Oh, no, it's over here. It's going to land. Ooh, takes out a huge chunk of that brick wall. But the experimentals get out of range, so at least that's something. And then Legend Lore 2 makes a comment about it on that. Colossi death over here in the west. Technically, that's Colossus death, because I said it individually. But the ASFs come in and wipe out the remaining air units for Team 2. But it's going to be just a graveyard over there in the west. Bombers did not get clearance to go after those Fat Boys. And now a new one and another one. That is pretty much close to, if not is, critical mass in Fat Boys. If that gets anywhere near anything for Team 2, it's not good. Nuke is loaded, and I wonder if Chancellor's going to go after the Fat Boys. That would be a great grab, especially because they're moving back into the middle. Everywhere else is pretty much SMD protected, so it's not really worth going after main bases. Unless you snipe the SMD somehow, which satellites for Team 1 could do that. We do see they're going after P-Gens, most likely trying to deter more ASF production. Lots of mexes not shielded. Definitely a chance to go after a lot of the income, especially with Team 1 being in a huge deficit at Team 2, 2.6. Team 1 barely cracking 2K sometimes. So along this CPU rip, looks like he's lagging a little bit. Yeah, he's like, yeah, it's not great. Sometimes your PC just has a bad day, and looks like his is just having a bad day. But again, nobody has died yet. Almost 40 minutes on the clock, so it is lovely to see players stick with it long term. But again, no one's really been in danger of dying besides just that one possible scare on Zokias. But everyone else has been, there's some damage taken. Somebody dropped into the yellow. And that bomber is going to drop in the yellow very quickly. Already actually in the yellow. That thing is DED. And unfortunately, it doesn't do a lot of damage. But, the reclaim pretty close to Team 2's side of the map. But kind of in that no man's-ish territory. Lots of engineers running around to Smithers to scoop up that reclaim. And missiles outbound. They're going to get grabbed by TMD. They're trying to snipe some of them, I guess. And they grab at least half of that TMD. That was a really interesting arc those missiles took, though. It just seemed like they were really high up. Sniper Olma gets taken out, but is still alive for Muffin Man. 40 minutes and nobody has died. Look at that. I think that's maybe possibly the longest 6v6 game that no one's died in that I've casted. So maybe that's a record for the channel at least, but again, it's not going to be a game where everybody survives and everyone just kind of just dips on one team. Is this no. Nope. I will believe it when I see it, but I do not believe it right now. Laser started for Shalongdis, and he has no cloaking, but he does have nano, and I did see cloaking and laser over here for Dead 6. So he's prepared for some eventuality, but at the current moment he is at least half geared for telemaser and is geared up for defensive operations at a minimum. And I think that's, again, the better way to play the cloaking laser commander is a more defensive thing, because if your opponent has Omni, good luck, and if your opponent has a satellite, good luck, and if your opponent has spy planes, good luck, which I guess everybody does. Missiles outbound, doesn't snipe the Colossus, but does heavy damage to it. Team 1 securing that reclaim wreck, but that was a nice lessening of the HP, having going on a diet over there. Nuke is outbound. It's going to strike the middle of this. The Fat Boys have to push, and because the Fat Boys pretty much have to push, another nuke outbound. So Team 2 has 2 nukes. Didn't even notice the second one from Muffin Man. That is going to be a confirmed, you are going to die. Good luck getting out of there. The second nuke probably won't be as effective as the first one, but it's going to get at least 3 or 4 of them. Boom! It gets 4 out of the 5 of them. Oh, that's got to hurt. And the missiles barely miss. But I do love the kill confirmed or secured or whatever you want to call it. Great. Nice snipe there. Noobs, no SMD. Yeah, for a mobile position in the middle of the map. And that Fat Boy is dead. Nice nuke by the 2 of them. Unfortunately, this one didn't get a lot of the glory. This one got it all. 95,000 mass with 1 nuke. Well worth the price tag. Of course, now Team 1's kind of annoyed about that, specifically Smithers. 4 satellites over top of him. Unfortunately, Chancellor, I think you are enemy number 1 for him. And that is not a good place to be, especially with 4 satellites over your head. The shields are not going to last that long. Unfortunately, attack in the east is commencing. 3 crabs with a chicken and a Colossus versus 3 Colossi and 2 chickens. Donut, it's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. Glad we didn't recall. So exciting, says Smithers. Nuke is outbound from Team 1's Legend Lord. There's not a lot of airtime for that thing. And unless the units move, that's going to be a dead crab, dead chicken, almost dead other 2 crabs and Colossi. Colossus, I should say, there's only one of them. And everyone just scatter, 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 but it's not going to matter. Oh, kaboom! That crab is dead. These 2 actually not that bad. And the attack will commence. It puts everybody kind of in a bad position. And looks like that Colossus and chicken are just going to continue to fall back. The crabs there's no going back for those crabs. They're just dead and gone at this point. Unfortunate for Team 2's assault, but we'd love to see it. ASF's inbound for Shalongdis. The donut starting to fall back, trying to draw its way back into friendlier territory. There are some ASFs for Team 1's Zokiaz, but not a whole lot, but it does look like the donut will actually get out of there unscathed, so good for him. Pump the brakes on that. No long-range artillery yet, maybe. Lots of P-gens. Nice little okay, don't like the mass fab being there. Probably not the best idea. Definitely get a shield in the middle. Not a good place to put an artillery piece. Never mind. That's very volatile. Not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 satellites online for Smithers. He keeps breeding them like rabbits over there. Nuke still coming online. And what do we have over here? It is a YOLO. It is being made by Legend Lord 2 on the edge of the map. Love to see that. Don't really know why the P-gen's there. But, you know, do love to see that. Does Team 2 know about it? I would assume. Oh, no. No Omnis are in range. Ooh, that. Well, I mean, to be fair, there is a stealth. In my defense, I did miss that. There is a stealth field generator, so that does kind of help mask the presence. Team 2, are you building anything counter to that YOLO? When you have a nuke, you have a dead nuke over here, so no. And over in the west. Ooh, Scathus. Okay, so no, the watering can versus the infinite damage. We'll see how that plays out. Again, yes, I know it's not infinite damage, but a million damage in this game might as well be infinite because the most amount of HP that anything can have is 100 and is it 65,000? That's 110, and then half of that. And Nuke outbound from Team 2's Muffin Man. And did he lead it enough? I don't think so. His nuke is just barely coming in range or coming into curve. Oh, he should have put it right where his SAUs are. He's probably going to get that Colossus, and that's probably going to be it. It is unfortunate. Those Colossi were moving pretty quick. He'll clip a decent chunk of the T3 land support, and the Colossus is dead, but not super great. The eastern side is not going to have a fun time. Getting more shielding online, trying to load that nuke as fast as possible. Killed off 45,000 mass though, so that's fun. Bomber inbound going to help maybe slow that aggression at least a little bit. There is a Colossus, there's a ton of bricks, there's a crab, there's a Soothsayer that's providing vision. Strap bombers inbound, that's going to help things, but they don't actually go after a target and actually will hit the Soothsayer, so carpet bombing friendly structures. Not a great idea there, but that's just kind of on a not a dummy order, but just hey, we're going to go after a unit. Some units pooping one another. It is rust and orange in there. That's why they're shooting one another, but it is kind of hard to tell being that far close. But it looks like the Colossus might make it out of there. The attack is stopped. A little bit of damage is dealt to Team 2, but I would say that's definitely a lot better than it could have been, especially keeping that nuke alive. Satellites over top going after Salongdos. Gets some Seraphim tech, and he has cloaking, but again, with the Smithers' Omnis, they can see him. So, yeah, it's useful. It's not that useful in this scenario, but it is useful. Scathus is in the yellow. The YOLO should pretty much... Oh, it's done. Oh, it's done. Ooh, 46 minutes on the clock. Not the fastest YOLO I've seen, but it is going to be an explosive part of the game for sure. First game ender has made its appearance. Anything northwestern corner crazy? No. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 satellites. Essentially is critical mass satellites, but definitely is a lot. But artillery inbound from Team 2 from, over here. Emissary, second one being built. Do love the shielding being built first, though. Love to see that. And definitely more shielding, especially with 5 satellites overhead. Another nuke outbound, but it is going to be the YOLO. And where is it going first? It is going... Oh, Chancellor knows. He has no SMDs nearby. He is moving. And it is going to be SMD snipage time. And we see that Snog is going to be the next victim of the satellite assassination game. Or at least in terms of the SMDs, not in terms of the actual assassinations. Still, nobody has died. Speaking of which, 47 minutes on the clock. Look at that. That is no deaths so far. Very, very interesting. We'll see. Again, I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe it will. Missiles are outbound. I don't know what they're going for. Most likely going for, I would assume, they're not going for the satellites. But the shielding around the satellites are gone. Another nuke outbound. Here comes the YOLO. Kaboom! There goes that entire base for Chancellor, and Team 2 is made perfectly aware of their inadequacy when it comes to nukes. It looks like they're trying to snipe the SMD for Smithers, go after the satellites. The nuke is outbound. There is no SMD in range. Oh no! That's going to suck for Smithers, and he knows it's dead. He did get a Fat Boy reproduced on the front lines. But that nuke, oh, is it going to actually hit all the satellites? This one might be out of range. Boom! Actually, only kills off 3 of them. 2 of them remain. But more than half dead is better than none of them dead. Now sitting at 186,000 mass. There goes that efficiency there for that nuke. And artillery still raining in. Nuke to the west. Looks like trying to just keep the pressure off that western side. And that has got to hurt. 2 more missiles outbound. Looks like they're going after the... I don't know what they were going after in that regard. Another nuke outbound. It does look like the satellites are going to be sniped at this point. And, yeah, I don't think they're long for this world. Just assassination. Didn't need that many missiles, but, hey, just to ensure the death at a minimum, I don't blame them in that regard. If Team D had been spammed up. Shields might protect it a little bit. A little bit. 1 more missile will kill it off, though. So that is a thing there. YOLO outbound once again. At least I thought that's what I heard. Yep, there it is. Is an attack in the east. 1, 2, 3 chickens. And SMD does fire. It does. Oh, second one fires. Kills off the YOLO. Was it worth that YOLO? I don't know. It maybe would have hit the chicken. I think the crabs were out of range, but I don't know. I think they would have been better saved to just have the YOLOs, have the SMDs protected in terms of that nuke. Because now it's nothing loaded over there. Oh, no, there's 2 more loaded. Never mind. Another YOLO outbound. Where is this one going? I don't know, but the attack is commencing. Scathis is online. And it is the start of the end of the game. Artillery online for Team 1's Slick. Barely got that offline. Barely got that online, I should say. Looks like... I thought I saw more missiles in there, but I guess that was something else. Scathis is firing on something. I don't know what it's firing on. And a secondary nuke outbound. It's the YOLO missile followed by the regular one. You can see the inadequacy of the sizes there. They just took the Seraphim one and just made it bigger, pretty much. I mean, maybe made it a little bit different, added some more flair to it. But it's going for Furio's base, 1 SMD, and second SMD fires. This one actually going to land short, taking out the fire base. Kaboom. Takes out a chunk there. Again, nothing too crazy. Airfight in the east. 2 bombers inbound. 1 bomber doesn't even make it to the plateau. Second bomber will be denied, essentially in the same location. Very unfortunate, but that is an air win for Team 2. And there are some Corsairs. Granted, I highly doubt much of those will even reach the targets. Very, very unfortunate for Team 2. A lovely attempt, though. And there is some Scathis fire rating in. The shields not super holding. There is some assistance, but a lot of them are offline. Of course, the watering can accuracy is not great by any means. So Team 1 has a little bit of a breather when it comes to that. Had Team 2 built a Mavor, that thing would be dead by now. Just Mavor. Not Mavor OP, but Mavor kind of OP. Combine that with satellite pressure consistently and maybe a regular T3 artillery, and good luck. And I have seen bases withstand the might of a Mavor, but it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time. Nukes moving in the shadow of those ASFs. There might be another snipe attempt on the cards. Shielding around. The YOLO comes offline, then back online. It is going to be a close call. ASF's moving in. Bombers looks like have been spotted most likely by Team 1. And it looks like the Zarya is actually taking a lot of damage, coincidentally enough. ASF moving in to intercept the ones from Team 1's Zokiaz. And there's more ASFs inbound from Azuros. Looks like the nukes... The bombers going after the SMD, actually. Not going after the nuke that's right there. So I wonder what the strategy is there. Maybe team... Oh. Well, here's the thing. Need backup SMDs. There is no backup SMDs. Dead. Nuke it, says Furio. That's going to be a very, 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 very efficient Apocalypse nuke. And 189,000 damage will probably scale to about 300,000. SMD will not load in time, and that is going to be very not great for Team 1. There goes the YOLO. It fires up probably its last. And someone's going to teleport in there anyways. He wants the glory. You don't have to do it. The nuke will do it. Don't do it. 50 minutes on the... Oh, no. It's not him. It's just the Seraphim SACU going to teleport in. And going to try to actually kill it before the YOLO actually is killed off by the nuke. And I actually... Oh, wow. I actually think the SACU might actually get it. The nuke is inbound from Team 2. The nuke is, of course, outbound from Team 1. It looks like the YOLO took a hit from the Scathis. It's about... Oh, it's moving a little bit, trying to get out of range of the PD. It might grab it. No, it's not going to be fast enough. So, lovely attempt of the assassination. The KS of the assassination. Oh, hold on. Even if that Seraphim SACU dies, I think he gets it. But the nuke is going to beat him just barely. But kaboom! Telly SACU win. Actually, no, but still. Had the nuke come in, the SACU would have gotten it. So, nice attempt there by Slongdish to try to steal it away from the nuke from Muffin Man. But 300,000 mass kill, but that Apocalypse nuke launcher, 51 minutes on the clock, almost 52, and still nobody is dead. There is an attack in the east with a couple of Colossi, and they're grabbing transports. Those crazy little vacuum arms can scoop up almost anything. Almost anything. Not everything, but almost. But that nuke, unfortunately, it has lived its best life, and unfortunately, it will not get to see the end. Teleportation down here. Team 2 suffers the first kill of the game. It is Muffin Man who dies to Zokiaz's teleportation. Is Telemazer, and then Zokiaz dies by Shalongdis's PD. So it is a murder-suicide. Drops this game. First and second kill of the game. 52 minutes. Crazy. Laser has been started by Chancellor, and Shalongdis is like, nope, see you, bye, and leaves to go to the west side of the map. He's like, nope, just gonna give that base, not give that base, just gonna send that base to the edge of the map. It is on the edge of the map, just gonna leave it alone. He sees the Colossi inbound. He's not gonna save it, and he's like, it's fine. Telly, SACU. Oh, it says teleport the end? They don't have any teleportation on the back. It's weird. That does look like it has an upgrade on the... Look at that. So this one is different, but it doesn't have any upgrades on, at least visible. Look at that. So that's the normal SACU with no backpack, and that's an SACU with a backpack. What the nonsense is that? Weird. Nano repair started for Chancellor. Scathis now raining down on Azuros' position. And looks like no attempts. Oh, so the Mabor thing I was talking about. Lovely to see it. It looks like Team 1 now going for the ultimate compensation piece in FAFdom. It is the P of Doom, as somebody has said in one of my videos a couple, I think it was a week ago or so. It is the Mabor T4 long-range, infinite long-range artillery. We do see 2 emissaries with the Scathis. The only thing we're missing is the Paragon, and that'd be all 4 game enders in one game. It's been a while since we've seen the Paragon, at least that I can remember, and it's been a while since we've had all 4 of them in one match. Colossi, that one's going to die, of course. That one might actually survive. The S&D goes down, not a big deal. The air grids in that base has kind of been written off anyways. I mean 3 Colossi with not a lot of land support. It's going to go that way. There is a chicken inbound from Snog. It's dropping hit points, 15,000, 13. It can't get any more veterancy, so it can't get another chunk of hit points. And no, the base for Team 2's... Oh, Will that die? Oh, please. That'd be really just... Oh, I was going to say it'd be really funny if that dies, but it did not. So Shalongis can try to rebuild slowly, but can try to rebuild over there. Looks like the Mavor has not been spotted as of yet by Team 2. Oh, no. They can see it. It's just they don't... You know, if they're zoomed out this far, they're not going to notice it kind of thing. Nope. Go away, Mass Fat Panel. Northwestern corner is being bombarded by Scathis fire. Donuts running around. The nice little twin donuts running. Having a fun time. Nuke online for Team 2. So who's that? That's Furio. And it looks like most of Team 2's infrastructure is now on this western side. It kind of just conglomerating over here. 3 emissaries plus... Ooh, that's... right before bed that are like this. I mean, that's kind of the trend, right? It's 1, 2, 3, or 4 o'clock in the morning. You played match after match after match, and they haven't been super great. And then you get one game, and you're like, man, this could have been like 4 matches ago, and I would have been satisfied. And then I kind of gone to bed, but no, it had to be the last one. That's usually how it goes. It's like when you start watching a show or a movie or something, like, oh, let me watch, you know, maybe the first half or something, or an episode or 2, and then it's 4 o'clock in the morning. You've watched the full season, and you're like, probably should have gone to bed, but too late now, kind of thing. At this point, the only thing that can save Team 1 is pretty much the Mavor, if they keep it. Granted, it's almost done, so 3 out of the 4, pretty good to see, unless somebody's building a magic Paragon somewhere, which I highly doubt it. But, you know, it could happen. Another nuke down here. So you've built 3 artillery pieces, 2 nukes, a bunch of mats fabs, and ASF producing facilities, you know, whatnot, and no Paragon. Why? I want to see number 4. Let me see number 4 artillery piece online for Snog. So 4, 5 technically artillery pieces online. That's just... I mean, that's not really... comebackable for Team 1 unless the Mavor is online for more than 4 minutes or 5 minutes or something. Mavor is firing at the Scathis, and Mavor has been spotted by Team 2. Shalongis Navor. It's now Navor. It's no longer Mavor, everybody. It is Navor. It's like Namor or whatever you pronounce that guy's name from the Marvel Universe. But or Namor. I've heard it Namor, I've heard it Namor, I've heard it a bunch of different ways. But it looks like the artillery from the Mavor is actually striking the emissaries, not the Scathis. Looks like he wants to deal with that a little bit more, which, I mean, a little bit less shielding to be. There's a lot of shielding over here, comparatively over here. And look at that, shielding's already down. One good Mavor hit. Oh, a little bit to the south. There is a land attack inbound. There is the comm of Dead 6. Does Team 1 notice him? No. If they see the laser fire, though, they'll try to track his position. Mavor lands, takes out one of those emissaries, but I just don't... Like I said, I don't think it's going to be enough. Nice Seraphim shot inbound. We'll get a nice little... Ooh, okay, well, the shielding's already down. And there's satellites shouldn't be built around it. Probably not the best idea. Artillery shell lands, takes out... Oh, yep, and there it went. Yep. Wasn't good. Oh, everything is gone. No reclaim for you, Team 1. No soup for you. We have a couple crabs, but again, it's just not a great environment to invade over there just because the pathfinding started from over here, so it's clumping right here. And because they're trying to make the turn, but a lot of units are trying to make a turn, and it's just not really working. And then you have, of course, more units inbound. Tons of gunships inbound. Nukes as well coming in from the Apocalypse just right next door. So, yeah, that's pretty much nuke defense. There's a lot of restorers in that mix if they back up in time. The comm of Dead 6 getting up to 60,000 mass killed. Oh, right on top of the gunships. Oh, no. Oh, kaboom. There goes pretty much all of the gunships. Oh, just not a good spot to be in. Oh, Legend Lord Control K, seeing the game is over at that point. So many defensive nukes. Yes, so many of them from Team 2. And Scath is still raining in. There goes Legend Lord. It's now a 4v5 in favor of Team 2. And I think it's just the beginning of the end. Well, it's been the beginning of the end, but it's now essentially the ending of the end. I mean, with no Mavor, no artillery that I've seen. We did see one at some point over here, but I think it was killed off. It was definitely killed off. Just Team 1 just does not have anything left in the clip. The land invasion was probably the last thing that they had. Unfortunately, there was just too many defenses being spammed up and built in response, and it was just not great. I want to finish this one as long as I can't stop Czar on right because Czar is on left. Oh, I see. So there's a Czar on the right. The Czar on the left definitely a little bit more important. There goes one. They're going to try to stack up. Both of them just got wiped. Slick says, I agree. And there goes Team 1 Smithers and Team 1 Azuros. And then it's leaving open and Slick remaining. And there goes Slick. Hello, Guile, says Salongness in the comments. And I'm not Guile. I do not pretend to be. But hopefully everybody enjoys my videos, of course, nonetheless. Salon needs to get a better PC. Or don't play big games. Well, so I guess a little bit laggy at some point for the game, just because Salon Dish's PC wasn't really keeping up. But for the most part, no desyncs, no early ejections in terms of, just losing connection or quitting the game because somebody was upset about something. First kill very late in the game, plus 50 minutes. So a very, very good game. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite moment was. MVP for me, I don't know. The nukes for Team 2 on the eastern side, very good. Obviously, the YOLO was nice to see. The Scath is, I mean, it's nice, but Mavor was lovely to see, but it didn't get a lot of screen time, unfortunately. Would have loved to see a Paragon, especially with all the nonsense over here that Furrier was building, but I just don't think, again, it's another game where everybody did very well, so I don't really know who to pick, or did pretty like they did relatively the same in terms of how well they did. There wasn't a big play. Again, the Nuke killing off 4 Fat Boys was really good. That could have been very devastating from Smithers, and Team 2 denied it. The double nuke, I mean, it was nice to make sure you got the Fat Boys dead. Wasn't necessary, not really, but it is nice to just have a backup just in case. So I definitely think Muffin Man at a minimum gets MUP, so most underrated player of the game in terms of actual rating. Probably should be about maybe 1,000. Same with Open. Open recovered quite considerably due to the fact he was pummeled multiple times, so both of them probably should be sitting about at least 1,000 range. But again, let me know down in the comments what you felt about the game overall. Thank you so much for watching for the very, very end of the video of this most likely 1+ hour video, and I will see all of you in the next one.